It's Monday, December 16th, and it's Members Only Monday. Really excited because we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on at youngfemaleentrepreneurs.com, but also talk about some headlines that are affecting entrepreneurial women in their 20s and 30s. My name's Jennifer Donogh. I'm the host of the daily live webcast called Jenn Cast here on yfelive.com. It's about 15 minutes of networking every morning, Monday through Friday. However, I have to tell you, at the end of this week, so we're live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and we've got guests each day other than today. And then I'm taking a week or so off, and then we'll do it again. We still have YFE chat this Thursday, so that's our 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern live chat. That's 30 minutes. It's kind of our flagship show here on yfelive.com. And then we'll do another one next Thursday, which is December 26th, so it's the day after Christmas. And then we'll keep going. So we're not taking a break with that. It's just a break from Jenn Cast because this has all been kind of like a pilot season, I guess you could call it, or a beta, whatever. We're going to come back hopefully in January with things mixed up a little bit and refreshed. We've listened to a lot of the feedback that's been sent in, and so it's all super fun. So I want to thank everyone that showed up live. Make sure if you're watching live that you log into the chat and introduce yourself, because that's one of the best things about Jenn Cast or any live stuff that we do or any live stuff anywhere is the idea that you show up live, you jump on chat, and you have that shared experience with someone. I talk about that in every interview that I've done about young female entrepreneurs. It's the idea that you're in a room together with your peers that have a common interest. You're listening to something or someone talk about it, about a subject you're all interested in, and you can share ideas amongst one another. This is a big concept that Seth Godin talks about in Tribes. The idea that members of the community can put ideas on top of ideas. And that's really where you get the most out of live events like this. So anyway, today's Members Only Monday. We're talking about headlines. Before we get into the headlines, because we've got some really juicy ones, that's PR stunts, Microsoft, JP Morgan, and binge watching is what we're going to cover in the next 12 minutes. So let's get going. So YFE, we've got one of the biggest things here I want to just drive home is that we've got the daily action calendar at dailyactioncalendar.com. Each day there's a new little thing for you to do, an action to take, and you're able to do it each day together. We do on Instagram. If you follow YFE on Instagram, it's instagram.com/YFentrepreneur. If you follow us there, each day a new one is posted, or you can go to the dailyactioncalendar.com and find them there. And or you can just do it as a checklist. So we've got a December calendar, and it's made in a checklist type format, so you can go, you can do them out of order. But anyway, today's is to email support@youngfemaleentrepreneurs.com with your favorite business book and why. So why do I want you to do that? Because I think this is such a useful thing. It's discovering new resources, and that's all about what YFE is all about. Peer-to-peer mentorship. You showing other people what you've read and what's worked for you or what you've put into practice. And so email, again, the email address is support@youngfemaleentrepreneurs.com. All you have to do is tell us what the book title is, why you like it, and make it social media friendly. So 140 character, short couple sentences, whatever. And then below it, include any of your vital information like Twitter handle, website, that kind of a thing. And if YFE likes it, if we like it, then I'll email you back and let you know that we're going to feature it and ask you for a headshot or a photo or something like that to use and sharing it with the community. And I was so excited because we put this out on Instagram this morning, and I've already got 5 emails in my inbox with people suggesting books. I was so excited because I didn't know if anyone would do it. And so we're already going to start featuring them hopefully tomorrow. So you've got some time to submit your book. And I'll include this at Bootstrap Book Club. Do I have, I think Christina still has that domain. Jules and Christina started Bootstrap Book Club, and then they passed it on to young female entrepreneurs, so I have to contact her. But it's yfe.me/find me in the club, so you guys can get in on the Bootstrap Book Club. I'll put a reminder up there. We just finished The Power of Glamour. Someone asked what our next book is. We're going to talk about it tomorrow. Cool? All right, let's get into headlines, because I'm excited about this. The first topic I wanted to tackle is Refinery29. Refinery29.com put out this article. Binge watching is the new normal. Couch potatoes, rejoice. I thought it was funny title. So speaking of titles really fast, this is going off subject just a bit. Have you guys noticed that the headlines, I've heard a number of people, especially people in content marketing, talk about this, that headlines are the most important thing right now for you to craft, and that you should actually spend days and go in your team, like throw out a bunch of headlines and cross things out, edit them. And that's the most important thing within your article, because it helps them whether people click through or not. It's like, it used to be like link baiting was the hot term, but now it's definitely something more along the lines of headline baiting. So anyway, again, off on a tangent. So anyway, binge watching is the new normal. They're commenting on a survey that came out recently. It was a poll conducted by Harris Interactive in which 1,500 adults who stream Netflix content at least once a week were surveyed. 61% not only admitted to binge watching regularly, but feel pretty darn good about it, is what they say. And I wanted to just bring this up and get your guys' opinion as far as binge watching goes, because of what Beyonce did on Friday. We talked a little bit about it on Jenn Cast, and she put out an entire album, not only her whole album, by surprise, no singles leading up to it to add anticipation. No word, just like little rumors were leaked here and there that she was working on a new album. Not even her record label really knew she was doing this. And then, along with the music, she came out with all of the music videos. So it's a watching experience as well as a listening experience, all on one day. And she's already breaking records as far as the music downloads go. And you have to buy it as an album. You can't just buy it as a single. And so I thought that was really interesting. It adds to, somebody commented on Facebook that it's binge consuming, or binge consumption. And I didn't really put that two and two together when we talked about it on Friday, but it's totally what it is. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't see the music industry going this way necessarily. But I do think it's interesting that people can put interesting, fun little spins on it. And I wonder how much of, those of you that are in information products or that have services or do like white papers or anything like that in exchange for email signups, or that put on conferences, that type of a thing, or even put out any type of content. If binge consumption, do you think about that when you do it? I mean, is that a model that you think that would work for you? Do you need more fans? Do you need, one of the things that's really interesting is Mindy Kaling came out in the Rolling Stones reprint, and I've talked about this before, of the magazine article that she did with Lena Dunham. And Lena Dunham asked Mindy Kaling about being on a network television show. And she said one of the best things about being on network television is that each week you have to wait a week until the next episode goes. And if you're a fan of the Mindy Project like me, you have to wait now a few weeks until their next one comes out. And you there's built up anticipation. You build a relationship with the characters. You show up each week, you commit to something, you tweet about it, it's something exciting, it's an event. It's just kind of like live television. It happens and you have to show up type of a thing. It's not something you can just sit down on your couch and consume all at once. So anyway, let me know what your thoughts are on as far as if people love, that's what the numbers are showing. People love binge consumption. Are you changing the way you put content out? Or is that something that you feel like is left up to people with larger audiences? Tell me about it in the comments. Write it in the chat. I'd love to hear. At You, Bren is saying that she thinks it's a really smart move. People are not willing to wait while you slowly release songs over a year, like Beyonce, like she was saying about Beyonce. It's totally true. I just love the element of surprise, and the whole thing was so fun. People forget and move on to the next big thing, and that's totally true. Vicky of the Small Business Gal, I think is what her blog or her website's called. She talks about I'm just losing my thought. The next big thing. Oh, she talks a lot about jab, 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 right hit. She actually has an interview with Gary Vaynerchuk on her website. And he talks about constantly in there the amount of noise that we have to battle, right? We talked about this with Stacy too on Friday. And you have to have that element of surprise and do something differently to get out, to get your message out there. So moving on, going over a few more headlines quickly, because these are things that affect young female entrepreneurs. So those of you that contract, that your bread and butter is the contracts with larger corporations. So if you are a third-party vendor that provides them either with like maybe software that they use, or even you staff them, or you offer, some type of marketing service, it can be a scary time of year, the September through December type of a time for these corporations, because there's usually some type of change in how the organization is structured, change in budget, change in where their priorities are. But on top of that, Microsoft has yet to name its CEO. So if you are contracting with Microsoft, it might be kind of an interesting time period for you. So maybe you have a contract already and you're worried about where their direction is headed in the new year. Or maybe you're interested in getting a contract with Microsoft and it hasn't been able to do it. Maybe next year's your year. So All Things D reported on this, and they're basically polling people. And this is Kara Swisher, who's a favorite journalist for a lot of us that read All Things D. At the bottom, if you scroll down, I'm sorry, you guys, I have a cold. If you scroll down to the bottom, it says, who should be Microsoft CEO? And pronto. I like the exclamation mark. It's funny. But they list a few, and it's interesting because they're saying, why hasn't the board picked someone? Because so many jobs, employees are worried, contractors are worried, people, there's a lot of ifs, ands, and whatever's out there. And so they've said, one of the interesting... I love the choice, Steve Ballmer forever. You can see that. But a lot of, and Kara Swisher, why not? I think we should vote for Kara Swisher. So it's just, it's a scary time out there, and they're wondering why the board hasn't picked anyone, and the board and people are blaming Steve Ballmer, the current CEO, that he left without, a good amount of notice, or he's leaving. He announced his leave without a good amount of notice, and he's also, they're saying that he might have hurt anyone else's chances of becoming CEO after him. So just an interesting little headline I wanted to bring up. If you're contracting, I'd love to hear your thoughts on when is the best time to get into a big company like that. Is it when there's a change of power? Is it when there's a change in organization? Little things like that I think are interesting as young female entrepreneurs. Moving on to the next subject, the secrets of this year's brilliant PR stunts. It's an article in Inc. magazine. And this one I really liked because, PR stunts are just fun, right? Some of them are really, really dumb. And some are just fun. And the ones that they list are really fun. And they list examples of why they were effective. So on the top of the list, you guys, I'm sure, will agree, is Anchorman 2, the way that they're promoting this movie coming out. One of them was that Ron Burgundy, or Will Ferrell's character, hosted the news, like a real news channel in North Dakota. And that was big news. Got him into a lot of press. And you guys can read the rest. It's in Inc.com, and it's by Rebecca Iliff. And again, it's called The Secrets of This Year's Brilliant PR Stunts. I'll have all the links on youngfemaleentrepreneurs.com. Oh, sorry. And then the last one is JP Morgan to ban staff from instant messaging service. And this is from The Telegraph. And I wanted to bring this one up in particular because I know a large percentage of young female entrepreneurs that follow us are CPAs or accountants or someone in the financial industry, money managers, whatever you guys are called again. And I know that social media has over the years been a touch and go subject. So anything where you're communicating online is a risky business as far as the financial industry goes. So I want to know what your company is doing as far as communication goes. This is JP Morgan is essentially taking down their in-house chat so that employees have to communicate over email. So it's a great way for them to track conversations and to go back and have a record of what's being said. And also they're saying hurts the company having these chat rooms available because it becomes a one-uppers type of a club, and there's a lot of false information that gets out there. So really interesting. If you have clients that are CPAs or into some type of wealth management, chat in, let us know what your thoughts are on this. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching live and for showing up or watching this video at all. It's been a lot of fun doing the daily live webcast for Jenn Cast. And actually, tomorrow we've got a guest. It's Try It Out Tuesday. We're trying out an app that plans your life. It's very exciting. It's not like a planner with calendaring, but it's essentially telling you what you should do in your life. I really like it. And then on Wednesday, we're doing Winning Wednesday. We've got an international CEO. She does content marketing. or not content marketing, she writes content essentially, and she's from Cairo. And then we've got Thursday is on Clout, and then Friday is on let me see if I remember. It's on a blogger. She's showing up. So anyway, it's going to be really fun. 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Show up live for 15 minutes. YFE chats on Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 Eastern. Don't forget to send in your book recommendation to support at youngfemaleentrepreneurs.com. My book is, as always, Think and Grow Rich, the number one book that you should have. And then, of course, every book in our bookshelf is worth a read. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you back here hopefully tomorrow.